SDHistcon Day 2. It is Saturday, so it's pretty packed in here. A lot of morning games. It's definitely a convention that skews morning rather than evening. I think I was like one of the last people at the door last night. I got caught up chatting with a lot of folks. Ended up connecting with Zilla Blitz and the guys from Carl from Wargame Bootcamp and the guys from Revolution Games, Roger. And so we're just talking about games and designs and stuff like that. I got a sneak peek at some stuff coming from Revolution that I'm very excited about that's Blind Swords related. So anyways, let's take a look around what's going on this morning. Here we are at SES Portuguese Hall in San Diego. Here we've got Arthur demoing his game Palmares.
You're going to have 3 different places. You can see someone on a train, you can see bicycles.
Oh no, this is what are we looking at here? David Thompson demoing?
Yeah, this is David Thompson's Queen of Spies.
Queen of Spies, nice. I talked about these yesterday with some folks who had demoed it and they thought it was really cool. Yeah, it's like World War I, World War II spy networks. Yeah, very cool. So he's busy in a demo there. Let's go this way this morning. Got some Just of Robin Hood happening on this table. Hey. What else we got? 3 games of Just of Robin Hood. Here's Catherine. Are you Robin Hood or are you the sheriff?
I'm the sheriff.
Have you caught him yet?
Oh, very close. Very, very close. But,
Hang him! 4 games of Just a Robin Hood happening. We got some... Got Tim from Wargame Bootcamp over here. Tank Schlacht, Cambrai 1917, World War I. Nice. This is the first tank action in World War I, right?
Yes.
First battle? Nice.
No, it's not.
No.
It's the biggest, but
The
not
biggest, okay, yeah.
It was a year earlier,
The
wasn't it?
most successful, September 1916 on the Somme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Courchelet.
I really like the silhouette of the Renault tank here, right? Is it
Mark 1?
is
That
it
would be Mark 4.
Mark 4. But it wasn't Renault though. It wasn't the French one.
No, that's the British.
That's
Are you
the British
kidding?
one.
This is the British attack.
Oh, okay. Right.
Outrageous.
Oh, wow. All right. Cancel. I'm deleting the channel right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Revolution Games has told me to delete the channel.
I think you should go into exile.
Okay.
Exile.
This is Carrie Anderson's Great War Battles Volume 2, which I loved the first one I did a whole playthrough on it. Yeah, that was Eep. So this is more of the same. It looks
More
like
of the same, but
with tanks.
and different barrages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have hurricane, rolling, standing.
Okay.
You have drum fire.
Oh, cool. Oh, so different types of barrages.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, very
and
cool.
Which types of artillery can do it division.
The improvement and development in artillery tactics.
Yep.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
That
That's
took
awesome.
place in the preceding few years.
Yeah, I loved that game. I cannot wait for this. That's awesome. I know he had posted that he had ideas about what was going to be Volume 2 and stuff. So he's designing this as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. I see
We're just testing and developing right now.
Awesome. I see the trench lines on the map here.
Yeah. Most likely July, August next year.
Okay. Very cool. Awesome. Very cool. Got some Wolfpack happening action here. Revolution guys also testing Gettysburg here, first day. They think that's going to be next year. What do we got over here? CO2. Oh man, I love this game. It's about trading carbon credits to build green energy around the globe as different sort of investors, kind of. Yeah.
Terraforming Earth.
Yes. Are you playing right? Terraforming Earth. Are you playing co-op or competitively?
Probably competitive.
Competitive.
We
Okay.
start off cooperative, and then we're going to get competitive.
Okay. Cool. Co-opetition. Yeah. It's a great game. What do we got here? We got a prototype. Nice. Looks like it's called Tokyo Highway. Cars and building. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. We got a game of Pendragon going on over here.
Replacing a hill fort, so you can't replace the town.
It's like they just started.
Yeah.
Nice. Every time I played this, I played the Saxons because I am determined to win the game as the Saxons, and I have never won as the Saxons. And I refuse to play any other faction until I can win as the Saxons. Yeah, it's challenging.
It is tough.
Very challenging.
They're all tough.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Great game. Oops, sorry. Sorry. So there's a whole side room. I didn't go in yesterday. I'll take you in there today. We got some Rebel Fury over here. Bunch of Rebel Fury. Hey, how are you doing, Mike? Zilla Blitz playing some Rebel Fury. What scenario?
Rebel Fury Wilderness.
Wilderness. Nice.
First time for me.
Nice.
Really easy
Good.
to learn.
Are you the Confederates?
I am.
Good luck.
It's a lot more blue than there is.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's like everything you need to know about games.
So Mark playing over here. Looks like they're doing Chickamauga. Again, here's the Army of the Potomac. So I was talking to Mark this morning walking in. I caught him at the crosswalk, and he was telling me that in Army of the Potomac, there's obviously a bunch of one-map scenarios, but if you want to play the entire campaign, it's like a month long. You can use all the maps together. He's saying there's about 40 counters for the whole thing. So you're talking about, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maps for the whole campaign setting, but only 40 counters. So it's kind of like a monster-looking game, but maybe not a monster-playing game, which is kind of cool. I'm very excited for it. I really love Rebel Fury. Here we got Mark Miklos playing some Battles of the American Revolution. Looks like this is the new one, Spring Green. Is this Spring Green?
Yeah,
awesome.
Green Spring.
Green Spring, sorry.
Hey, Justin.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
Awesome. This looks...
I hope that doesn't
yeah, I feel like I'm going into a mine, you know?
We're playing the short historical scenario here. It's only 4 turns. It's just that part of the fight that occurred as sun was setting on the Harris farm at the critical moment of the battle.
Okay.
All these units are not in this scenario, but it's a much bigger game than what you see here.
Sure, but this is good for a demo probably for
It is.
And you're play testing?
We are. This is the play test, and in particular we're testing if I may share.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're testing Wayne's bayonet charge, which is a unique combat resolution system that is different from standard bore.
Okay.
But it reflects upon the critical moment in this battle when Anthony Wayne threw the Pennsylvanians in a desperate, outnumbered bayonet charge, but it stymied the British advance and saved Lafayette's vanguard.
Okay.
So I needed to capture that in design terms.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it through standard bore combat resolution.
Sure.
So, in particular, that's one of the things we're testing here this weekend.
And obviously, it's important to the history that it maybe deserves its own treatment in terms of the system kind of thing. Yeah, very cool. Awesome.
And I did charge, I'm the Americans, I did charge, and I did cause a... What did I do? What did I do here? I caused something, but he has no movement because he was hit by the bayonet
impact.
charge.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped his army.
Oh,
I know what it was. If I may,
Yep.
It said, "Charge unnerves the British." So they lost morale, and they're not going to move. This next turn.
So they're vulnerable now. Yeah.
So it could have been a more. It depends on the die roll and the modifiers. It could have been a greater outcome. It could have been a worse outcome, but that's what it ended up in this particular case.
Very cool. I like that. The real question I have is, are you going to let him do that to you?
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I know. So what's the answer, right? Like, yeah, that's cool. And so is the bayonet charge? Is that something only the Americans can do in this particular battle?
Only the Americans in Green Spring. And there are preconditions. You have to have Wayne involved. It can only be the Pennsylvanians.
Okay.
So
you want to set it up to have that moment.
You want to set it up.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I saw him shifting against my left with the bulk of his elite units. So in turn, where I was spread kind of evenly with the Pennsylvanians, I saw him go to his right.
Yeah.
I countered and moved to my left and got the move sequence just right and was able to hit
him
where I felt it would help.
Awesome.
But you got to watch that as the American player. If you don't precondition and preset, you won't be in a position to effectuate the charge.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I'm hoping I get a chance to come by and play this with you.
I hope so.
Awesome.
Here.
Great. Well, I'm very excited for this because I love the system so much. As anyone who's watched my channel will know, I've done a bunch of playthroughs and I own all the games in the system. I'm eagerly awaiting that second tri-pack, so I'm excited to, when this is ready, I'm excited to play this as well. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for your viewers out there, I have invited him to play me on Vassal anytime, any scenario, his choice, his sides. So you can all help me hold him accountable.
Right, yeah. Well, I want to do it as a live stream, so I think that would be a really fun live. I don't do a lot of live stuff on my channel, but I think that'd be a really fun live play. So we'll make it happen for sure.
Outstanding.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Yeah. Love his enthusiasm for the series and the time period and whatnot, and he's just designed the system is so accessible and fun and covers so much of the history. Here we've got Here I Stand over here happening.
You're all sitting there.
Oh yeah, well, Here I Sit, that's the joke, right? If you're playing the Protestant powers.
Look what you just rolled.
Oh my god! Apparently you're a tactical genius. We just played a game of this at our local club, and the Spanish player won like a lightning victory on turn 3 by placing 4 keys in 1 turn. Yeah, so.
I take it that wasn't you.
Sadly, it was not me. We got more. We have Virgin Queen happening over here. Both of the game. All we need is a table of Tanto Manta, and you have the trifecta. Got the players that you guys playing. Grant from Pushing Cardboard. How are you guys doing? Excellent.
I was doing well until the Polish War happened, and then now it's not
It's
good.
always the okay. So Grant, I need you to tell me, not too loudly, what your beginning of game prediction was. Because you're the HRE, right? Whisper, whisper. Okay, all right, nice. Hopefully people heard that. And if you didn't, I'll put a little thing in the video here after, because the game will be long done by then. It's like Alexander's the Dutch Protestant. We got Grant playing the Spanish. Got the French player and the English. Yeah, looking good. Virgin Queen's a great game. They're going to be at that all day. Here's another game of Here I Stand. Popular today.
Yeah, I'm gonna use.
They're into turn 2.
And I might get momentum.
What else we got going on? Got this Finnish Soviet Finnish war game, the coldest winter, the Russo Finnish war. That's the word I was looking for. Timo Poja, I think. It's a block game. Looks pretty cool. The blocks here. Looks like there's a lot of values, but also pips on them as well. Here's Sebastian and Florent playing a little 300 Earth and Water. Oh, you built the bridge.
Yeah.
Nice. Persians deep into the Peloponnese there. We got Fort Circle playing a little Halls of Montezuma over here. Seljuk just did a demo of Seljuk. We ended after the first 2 turns. We had a couple players come by, play a little bit. I stepped in, stepped out. But it was not a good game for the Seljuks. In fact, the Seljuks almost lost in the very first turn. They've lost most of their lords. The only lord on the map was Alp Arslan. We had a big battle with the Roman Emperor here around Colonnea, and the Sultan escaped with a single unit surviving after conceding the field of battle and getting the heck out. And he was able to make it back to Ani and get some reinforcements into the game. And in fact, the one thing I forgot to do after losing the Battle of Alp Arslan was seeing what his service shift was going to be. I rolled a 3, so his service shift would have been 1 backwards there. So now we're all set and square. So starting these Autumn 1069 turn, if people want to play, we're just going to continue this. I'm just going to leave it set up, and we're going to continue all the way through until it's time to pack it up. We're almost done, by the way. Here's some of the final component art. I should really show that. Final component art. We've got the final art for the cards. Here's the Seljuk Arts of War. Here are the Roman Arts of War. You can see that a great job was done by Robert Altbauer, who's the artist on Plantagenet and the artist on Inferno. We've got final art on the front here, as you can see, looking pretty nice. Really great job. That's Matthew Wallhead on the front. He's also been an artist on the series for a long time. We've got some of the command cards here. Final art. Here's the back. Robert Altbauer. Illustrations on the front. Matthew Wallhead did a great job with some historical art here. Looks fantastic. I'll show you the Roman command card fronts. Here's Nikephoros Rhenios. Here is Robert's take on this famous painting in the Greek, I forget the name of it right now, St. Lucia or one of the churches in Greece has this as a painting, and so I had him do a version of this for the back. And so we're looking at some of the final counter art too. I had to make these counters myself, so the print quality is not great, but here we've got the Roman themata, different units for the different thematic regions of the Roman Empire, and the final Lord symbol art. Thank you to Nestor from BGG, who we had a long discussion on the BGG page for this game about the iconography for Manuel Comnenios. We decided to change it to the Comnenian falcon found on another monastery, I think in Greece as well. So that's what his thing is looking there. And for the Roman player, we went with the classic Cairo for him. Let's keep going. Got some Liberty or Death.
Liberty or death.
Liberty or
Yes.
Death. Which one are you choosing?
Liberty.
Liberty, that's right. Okay, so you're not the British then, is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm the facilitator.
I'm leaning towards
Leaning towards death, leaning towards liberty. All right.
Well, it works.
Got Alex Knight over here doing a demo. Hello. It's a prototype. It's someone was telling me about this last night. He did Land in Freedom, obviously. This looks really cool. Looks like it takes place in Russia. Lots of wooden pieces, card play, interesting stuff happening there. Looks like we got some Combat Commander happening. A bunch of games of Combat Commander going on. Over here, we've got some Commands and Colors Napoleonics. Cool. Let's go in the side room. I want to see what's going on in there. I didn't get a chance to go in there yesterday, and I know that Trevor Bender's got his Korea game that's coming in the new C3I in there. We'll check that out. It's a nice venue. Got a little lounge in here, which is pretty nice. And then here's the side room. This is where they did seminars last year. So here's Korea, Fight Across the 38th, Trevor Bender's game. This is in the Kursk, Tigers Are Burning, and the North African one, I forget the name of it, system. He was saying he made some changes to this, that the posture system is now dictated by turn rather than by the players to make it a little more solo friendly, but map art looks great. And the counters look pretty familiar, as you would expect from this series. Nice job. This will be in C3I. What do we got over here? We got some Plum Island Horror.
There's one more idea about these.
Zombie game.
As I come up with scenarios, or any scenarios,
Got a prototype over here. Napoleonic Campaigns of Italy.
like I told you about a scenario about the investigator, is now an NPC.
It's like a block game, which is cool. Nice. That's cool. Tank Duel.
Basic scenarios.
And what do we got over here? Battle for Germany. Metz. Drive on Metz from C3I over there. Looks like we got the game of Downfall. Another game of Downfall happening. World War II tables in here. Trying to avoid the glare. This one looks like it's maybe just started. Like they set it up. So yeah, so this is the side room, and that is SDHistcon Saturday morning. I'm going to get back to it, probably try and sit down with Fun Hall at Nuts and get Norway 1940 in, and then I'm going to go to lunch, and then coming back, I'm playing No Peace Without Spain for the afternoon, and then the evening, I have no plans. Keeping it open, can do some demos, maybe come talk to Mark, play Spring Green Spring, which my dyslexia is killing me, and I will see you then. All right, nighttime at SDHistcon. As you can see, darkness has fallen. About 6 p.m. Some people leaving for dinner right now. There's going to be a Marine birthday celebration here tonight, as is the tradition. So I thought I would just do a quick walk around. We got some pup battles here, which is now called something different apparently, but this looks like, which battle is this? This looks like an American Revolution battle, I believe. We got the Civil War happening over here. Which battle is this one?
This is Antietam.
Antietam. Nice. I've not played any of the Civil War ones, but I've played the American Revolution ones, and I like the system a lot as like an accessible game.
They just came out with the Gettysburg brigade scale.
Oh wow.
Tomorrow, Mike. Tomorrow. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. The blocks I have are the bigger ones. Is this? Are they doing it at a smaller scale now?
Yeah, the map's the same scale.
Yeah.
The blocks, instead of being 3/8 thick, they're 1/4 inch.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to handle.
Yeah, it fits the map a little better.
Yeah.
And they were just tired of people going, oh, they're too small, we can't handle them.
I like this size better. I feel
This
like.
looks, it's sexier.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
anyway.
Antietam, nice, awesome. What else we got? Celdric's still set up. I had some guys come in and sit down and just start playing it, and I wasn't around, and so I just let them continue the campaign. That was fun. They had a great time. Played through a turn. We got the nut stuff over here. Hello. Still got this demo set up. Let's see what they're playing over here. Here I stand is over, and now it looks like they're playing Weimar again. Second round of Weimar.
This time I want to play the government.
SPD. Yeah. How are you doing?
Well, it's early on.
Okay.
We're trying to crack some skulls in Munich.
As one does.
Take out a
council. Yeah.
council, yeah.
I like what I love about looking at this is that 3 of the 4 players of this game right now are players who played yesterday.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sign of a good game.
Yeah.
That's cool. We got looks like a prototype over here. Greek Tragedy by Patrick Stevens. The Greek Civil War. Cool. This is from Blue Panther, or who's it by?
Blue Panther.
Very awesome. I didn't even know this existed.
It's Blue Panther by way of Numbskull Games.
Okay.
It's also quite new, so.
Cool.
Yeah, it is.
It looks awesome. This is an interesting topic as well. Not a lot of games on this.
No.
Oh, cool. Got some Commands and Colors Ancients going here. Looks Persians versus Alexander. Okay, let's talk about this because I just finished playing No Peace Without Spain. No Peace Without Spain. So here's our end state. It was a pretty quick game, actually. We played, what did we play? We played up to 1710, and at the end of 1710, the French player, which was not me, successfully negotiated the British out of the war, and his VP lead was just very high. It was not a good game for the Allies, and it was especially not a good game for the Duke of Marlborough. He was hemmed in the Netherlands for 4 years or so, and he lost every battle he fought, despite being the best leader in the game. The French were just tenacious defenders, and it was just not going the way of the Allies. Finally, midway through the game, Marlborough was able to get free and get into the Holy Roman Empire and move south. And managed to take over, between him and Prince Eugen, managed to push back the tide of the French in the south, take Bavaria away, and they were starting to move in here onto the borders of France. There's two large allied armies right here, and they were next turn going to try and take Metz and then be into the soft, valuable interior of France. That was the only way I felt like I could win, because I'll show you what happened in Spain. But we managed to, secure the eastern side of the map. Not a lot of action in Italy. The French took Mantua pretty early, but there wasn't much expansion there. You can see that Mirandola and Parma still belong to the Alliance. Savoy came in. Savoy actually played a pretty pivotal role in the game. When they came into play, then they switched sides, or they start the game and play as a French ally, then they switched sides. And I used the small Savoyan army to move on Toulon, and I managed to do a siege attempt on Toulon, which destroyed the French fleet. So actually, the French player, I think really the only thing that really kept me in the game as the Allies was destroying the fleet pretty early. He didn't get very many victory points for the naval battles that you get, and taking Munich here, which was worth 3 victory points. That's really what kept me in the game. If we come over here to Spain, you'll see very early on, once Portugal entered, I sent down some British and Dutch units to join Portugal, and we did a march right to Madrid. And I managed to take Madrid for its 10 victory points and hold it for most of the game. But then, coming into 1710, the French player pivoted, and he managed, of all people, to get Max Emanuel of Bavaria. And who is the French commander here? It's Max Emanuel of Bavaria and Vendôme, who was just a pain in my side the whole game. I could not win a battle against Vendôme. So we got some Bavarians, which is odd, and some Spanish here, and he managed to send them down through France, get into Spain, and my hapless force of Catalonian Habsburgs and Portuguese. They were pushed out of Madrid, which lost me the 10 VP I got for taking that, and that basically was over. Once he got that 10 VP, he pushed me down here to 4 or 5 victory points, and then on the very first turn that he tried to negotiate the British out of the war, he gave up 5 VP to me. He got the roll. The British were out, and because you assess victory at that moment, because it was a major victory for France, the war concluded with a French victory. But all in all, a great game. Again, I know if you've watched the channel, you know that I love this system. This game in particular is really great. I still think I prefer Pragmatic War just because of the chaos and the ballooning of the war as it goes. But No Peace Without Spain is a really, really strong title. Very, very tense, and it plays really smoothly. We were clicking through the turns. How many did we play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns in about 4 or 5 hours, I would say. So yeah, it was a fantastic time. Really glad I got a chance to get this on the table again here at SDHistcon. So unfortunately I lost, but I learned some valuable lessons as the Anglo Allies for next time. All right, now that we've done with that, let's go check on how Here I Stand is doing over here. Looks like the Ottomans are winning, and the Protestants are not doing too bad either. They are on turn 5, it looks like. Wow, they've made it pretty far into the game.
I would like.
Yeah, Protestants are doing quite well.
Right. I can't help
Papacy still kicking around. Nice. Looks like we got potentially a naval game coming up. Here's the Marine Corps birthday celebration happening. Here's the cake that is going to be given to everyone, which is a nice tradition. Here's Mark talking about his games. Of course, Army of the Potomac is still going. And here is Germantown, just either setting up or wrapping up, one of the two. We got some Shores of Tripoli happening here from Fort Circle. U.S. Navy versus the Barbary Pirates of all people. What else is going on tonight? I got Land and Freedom with Alex Knight teaching.
Whoever bids the most action.
Nice. Couple games of Land and Freedom going. Oh yeah, nice. Sam, how are you? How's the demo?
Are you asking me?
Yeah,
It's going well.
nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great game. I tell Sam that every time he needs a playtester, I'm in.
Push past that. That's an asteroid field. You don't want that. That's garbage.
Just take it out. Take it out.
Oh yeah, take it out and grab a new one.
Pull another one.
Who's your race, Gary? What are you
I am
playing?
the Witnesses
That's
of
amazing.
Shiku.
That's two monoliths
And
on
their
one
special
spot.
power is that they suck really bad.
I do appreciate that the alien race named Witnesses has 4 eyeballs. That is very
That's true.
appropriate.
They're
Not a
expert
planet, but it's
witnesses.
two monoliths.
Last time I played this, I got the faction that like time travels, and it really broke my brain.
I feel like I have
Yes,
the
you
worst
store
one.
it.
The weakness is not really bad, but that has limited me. My turn?
Yeah.
I'm going to triple colonize. We're doing that here. But I need
Again, this will
2.
be up for pre-order in 2 weeks.
Pre-order in 2 weeks, says Sam. Nice. Believe. Well, I don't want to spoil it. I don't know if he's announced he's publishing it, but it's Microverse is a fantastic game. I told him the first time I played it that I would be in day 1. So let's see what's going on with Pendragon. Looks like Britain's being put back together. Who won?
They ended at a bit of a stalemate, but it was slipped down to autonomy with military dominance and a very strong position for the Britons on the next epoch. So
Okay.
Britons were going to take a pounding next epoch for sure.
Oh wow, okay. And who was ahead kind of when the game ended?
I would say the Dukes were
The
ahead.
Dukes, yeah.
But our position was, Scotty were in probably, if we got another epoch, Scotty were in a very strong position.
Cool.
Massive military base in Wales.
Yeah, I love this game. It's great. I don't play it enough.
Well, sure. Stop by on Sunday. And we're
Okay.
playing it again. So,
Okay, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If I get some time, I'll definitely want to check it out. And we got the silent auction, so... Just a Robin Hood, here it is. Have I been outbid? Yes. Jason Matthews currently winning. So this is the seminar room that they've been using this year. We still got downfall set up. Here's Korea, still set up. Still Plum Island Horror. Revolution, State of War. Looks like it's an American Revolution game. Is it your design?
Yes.
Awesome.
Prototype, not published.
Yeah. What, do you mind if I ask you a little bit about it? Is that okay?
It's a grand.
I really like the map art. I can immediately tell what's a state and the different like regions and stuff.
Yeah, the map was made by Damo Higarty.
Okay. Oh yeah.
He's done some
He's a
other-
great artist. Yeah.
So it's a grand operational strategy. So it's a a grand strategy, but focusing more on the military strategy aspect of it. So you're commanding the armies, you're maneuvering around, trying to maintain control of the different population centers, and then when we have battles, the armies meet and kind of telescope into these battle boxes.
Yep.
And that's where you get militia support from, based on how much public support you have within the different colonies, along with terrain and leaders.
Is the combat system what's the combat system like?
It's kind of akin to what you might expect like a block war game.
Okay.
You know the units.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They have like little.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
tick down.
So there's a fog of war element to the game then.
Not really actually, because like the units are on the board.
Face up.
Yeah, and then when they.
I see.
And then we only track what I call cohesion, which is the hit points during battles.
Okay.
And then if you survive the battle, your cohesion's back to full strength, kind of thing.
Cool. Awesome. And you are still working on it. It looks like there's cards. You're still working on it, or is it pretty much done from a design standpoint?
I mean, it's pretty much done. I mean, it needs to go through a development.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get it published.
Yeah.
And I'm pitching it to publish.
So you've been showing it to people here. Yeah. Cool. It looks neat. I really like the card art that you chose.
Yeah, these are just like army holding boxes.
Yeah.
If the stacks get too big, you
Yeah.
just put it on there.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thanks for
Totally. All right, here we are Saturday night. I just did a quick demo game of Norway 40, which is, as you can see, Combat Rations Volume 4 from Nuts Publishing. I played against Florent, the president and CEO of Nuts, and I love this cover. It's very evocative. So, Norway 40. It is a small, compact Yasushi Nakaguro game about the German invasion of Norway in 1940, as you would expect. We had a very tense, very close game. This is the final state of things. I was playing the Germans. So the basic premise of the game is that as the Germans, you are trying to win in one of two ways. You are trying to conquer enough Norwegian cities to get victory points at the end to outscore the British, or you are trying to get specific types of your ships, which are these round tokens, to exit north of Norway commerce rating. Probably, presumably, to get the convoys from the U.S. and North America. So either of those things will get you victory points. You also score victory points for sinking your opponent's ships, and in fact, that's the only way the British player will get victory points is sinking German ships. So as you can see, we had a quite a bloody conflict here. We had the British sink 3 U-boats and 2 commerce raiders and a landing craft, or a smaller ship. I managed to destroy both the Warspite and the Valiant, and so the value of the ships is the amount of their attack and defense value. So the U-boats were worth 1, and then these ships here were worth 6, 12, 14. 15, so 17 points here for the British, and it came down to the final battle. It was so tense and so close, and we were rolling for combat, and I thought for sure I had the game won, and he unfortunately was able to just outgun me, but as you can see, I had 12 up here from just those 2 ships. Typically, the British ships are better than the German ships, but that also means they're worth more points. The Germans also have the advantage of the Luftwaffe, and the Luftwaffe can fly into the map, and what's cool about them and how I managed to sink some of these ships is that unless the Luftwaffe are fighting British aircraft carriers, which as you can see here, nothing can shoot them. So there's this real threat that the Luftwaffe can kind of clear the way of British ships, and then you can get your German landing craft in if you decide you want to go the route of conquering Norway. So, or you can send the Luftwaffe to try to conquer the cities, presumably via paradrop and insertion and stuff like that. So as you can see, I managed to conquer Oslo. We had a landing force here, the Hipper, the Emden, and I believe it was the Karlsruhe. We came in through Oscarborg. Oscarborg has a naval gun here that gets to shoot at you as you go past. That's what sank the Karlsruhe. But then I managed to get into Oslo with these 2 ships. Now, the way the game works is at the beginning of the game, the Norwegian player has 10 of these counters. The counters have some number of soldiers on them. So you can see here, each of these has 2 on them. So they're a strength of 2. And then some of them also have naval guns. And these are put face down in all of the Norwegian cities on the board, all 6 of them. And so when you get your craft into a city, you flip the counter and you compare the little helmet value on the counters to the soldier value for the ground assault on the counter. And if you can exceed the ground assault value, the counter is discarded and you've conquered the city. If you can't exceed it, as we see here, where I sent the Luftwaffe into Bergen, and this ground attack here, this ground unit here was 3 units, so I only had 2 attack. So I was stuck there. I was stuck in sort of this like assault pattern. If I had been able to reinforce this city with more landing craft and exceed the 3, then I would have taken it. But unfortunately, before I could do that, he landed the glowworm and the hotspur there. So now I would have had to exceed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is going to be very difficult. Now, what's interesting about this is that when you land in the towns, those units are stuck there for the rest of the game for the most part. So you're committing defense forces. To these areas, and you don't get to use them on the rest of the map. What's also interesting, as you can see here, these tokens are face down. The only time you reveal them is when you move into these areas, and then you reveal and have combat. So you're kind of playing a bluffing game, because at the beginning of the game, you set up up to 15 task forces, which are made up of different ships. So you can see these are task forces that I didn't bring onto the map. The next one that was coming in were some ground landing craft. So you can see that the little helmets, they have much more power. The Lutzo is less powerful than the Thiel. Then these chevrons here on the bottom are how fast the ships are. And kind of like a block war game, when you go into combat, you look at the fastest ships, and then you either get to shoot with that ship, you roll dice equal to the red value, or you get to go to an adjacent area that doesn't have enemy units in it. And so you're either fighting or retreating, and combat is basically to the last man. So when you're fighting, you can keep rolling dice or you can retreat. And what you're trying, your fast ships, the Germans typically have faster ships, you typically are going to get to go first in combat. So there's a little bit of an advantage there, but the British have the better armaments and better ships. So it's a really interesting, tense game of bluffing, because your task forces come into the map face down. You don't really know what's in them. You know, I started with a submarine heavy task force here. I moved that up the coast, and then I followed that along with my ground assault forces. I followed that up along the coast. He moved in and attacked me. We had some combat. And so it's just a really interesting game. It's so minimal, but it is very, there's a lot to think about, and there's a lot of bluffing you can do. But the best part about it, I think, is that the game is 15 turns, so each side only gets 15 actions. So if you have too many task forces, as I did in this particular example, you're not going to be even able to use all of them, because every time you move is an action. So each side has a very finite amount of actions that they have to win the game, and it gets into a really interesting decision space of whether you move, you spend an action moving versus assaulting or moving your air units, because you can only move task forces together. You don't get to move all your units. So if you have too many task forces, your action economy is going to be really bad. If you have a lot in a task force, well, you can have a maximum of 4 ships in a task force, then you can be a bigger target, because if you get into combat, you have, the enemy can shoot at you more. And then how you deploy the Luftwaffe to either aerial assault or attack the ships. There's a lot of really interesting tactics to this game. We played it in about 30 minutes, I think. And I think that's what's so great about this system, is the combat ration system, is that it is such a tight, neat, elegant package of stuff, and all of the games feel so different. I would say of the 3 that I've played so far, obviously I own 300 Earth and Water, and I own Port Arthur, and I played both of those. I think Norway 40 is probably my favorite one that I've played so far. It is like the perfect little travel war game that you can play with 2 players. It has a boatload of decision making with a very minimal set of rules. I mean, the set of rules is, I think, 8 pages, and it's on a half-size rule book. So, you're looking at a very small game in terms of learning, like lightweight to learn and whatnot. So yeah, I just wanted to give this quick overview of Norway 40. I had a really great time playing with Florent from Nuts of this, and I'm very excited for it to come out. Now this is Volume 4. Volume 3 is going to be Guerre Claire, which is the German invasion of France, 1940. I haven't played this one yet. Completely different mechanics, but again, that very minimal design, a very small board. Here's my hand, right? Looks like there's some hidden information player screens, and that's the Rise of Blitzkrieg, I guess might be the other name for it. So I'm really impressed with what Nuts is doing with these small footprint war games, and I'm hoping that I can get a demo copy of this, what you're seeing here, for the channel, where I can maybe do a playthrough on the channel when it gets closer to launch. It's probably not going to be sometime soon, but I'm very excited about it, and I think it was a fantastic experience to sit down and play it. Alrighty, last walk around for the day. It's been a very eventful day, and I've had some great experience. This is by far my favorite day at this convention ever that I've had, just the amount of conversations I've had and the games that I've played and the experiences. So I figured we'd do one last good night walk around. We've had the Marine Corps birthday ceremony. We got the cake cut with a giant Turkish sword, or the Ottoman sword, I guess. That was really fun. The cake was good. So here we are. We got some 18XX happening, 1830. You can look at some people learning. We got Pax Porfiriana with Joe Schmidt and Dan Bullock. I was supposed to be playing in that game, but it just didn't work out. We got some Ra over here. Rainer Knizia Classic. Still going with some Commands and Colors Napoleonics. I must be playing a bunch of the scenarios in a row. Here's the Nuts station where I just finished my game of Norway 40. And we got, again, still going. They're halfway through. It's been hours since you last saw them. And they're in turn 3. Playing Weimar. We got Mark Miklos setting up the big giant Savannah game tomorrow with the Player's Aid, which is going to be hilarious fun. This is the 3-player one in the series with the Siege of Savannah. Last time I played this game, it rained for like 5 straight turns, and we never really got the assault off until the final turn, and of course it was not enough. It was hilarious. And then we have this giant team 16-player game of a giant John company.
Or the military.
Which it looks to be that plates, stacked plates and bowls are the Indian Empire. There's a giant elephant over there, which is amazing. Actual ships.
We need to open Bengal.
We have little, like the family member portraits are in little frames. This is incredible. Metal coins.
Yeah.
Chess pieces for the markers.
Madras.
This is what an incredible giant John Company game right here.
So you want us to open?
We got Ananda's team over there with Jason Matthews playing. We got the Player's Aid guys. We got Sebastian Bay playing. We got the Whirly standing around.
Give us money.
David Thompson.
I mean, the other question is, do you want another ship?
Pretty awesome. There's going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance games over the next day or so. So what else we got going over here? We got Prototype being played there. There's a lot of games happening right now. We got Revolution talking with Kai from GMT, and Florent from Nuts, who I just had a great conversation with. And the side room here is empty right now. I don't even know what time it is. It's 9:30, so a lot of people leaving right now to go to bed, which I'm thinking about doing as well. and showing up fresh in the morning. It's funny because when I got here first thing this morning at 9 a.m., the thing was packed, and I was like, how long has everyone been here? But I guess that just goes to show you what the prime gaming hours are. So here we go. This is it. This is Saturday night. So we got a couple more days, and I'll be back tomorrow.